Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark witch movies.
Hey, I'm Panda, and I like Hallmark witch movies.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm Dan, and I hate witch movies, especially this one. And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Oh, boy.
Man, oh man, is it exciting to be here talking about a movie that I just have some thoughts for.
Boy.
Yeah, it is. It feels good.
If I ever doubted I wanted Christmas season to get here, Good Witch has put me over the top.
This is the one that made you go, you know what? I'm ready for 40 Christmas movies.
I'm not ready for 40, but I would take 20 over this one.
You would take 20.
20 over one.
21?
And in all honesty, in my brain, they would last about the same length.
Yeah.
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 It is important to know we've
Welcome
never watched
to Deck the Hallmark. We've never watched The Good Witch before in our lives. You watched season 1 years ago.
To let you know something about The Good Witch, I watched season 1 with my wife several years ago, and I have no recollection of it whatsoever, which I think says something. Because I can't remember. There's not a lot of TV shows where I watch an entire season of it and then go, did we watch that? My wife actually said the same thing. My wife was like, it says we've watched this. I don't remember.
It says it. Is it on Netflix? What's it on?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's on that. The Good Witch is on
You
Netflix.
sharing a Netflix account, or is that one all yours?
It's all mine.
Wow.
Wow.
No, I'm a big spender.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Do you do that? You
Now,
pay for
Hulu, on the other hand, we're
Hulu.
splitting that cost.
Yeah.
HBO Go.
I'm not, hey, friend.
Hey, buddy.
Are you guys gonna go in for the Disney Plus? Or are you gonna?
I'm getting my own account.
You're getting your own?
I don't want to share that.
No.
I don't want anyone jumping ahead on the Mandalorian.
Yeah. It's a couple of exciting things. One, it is the final week of Freedom Boys because things are about to get crazy.
This is our last non-Christmas episode.
It's our last non-Christmas episode of 2019.
Wow.
Guys, how was your 2019 non-Christmas related?
Feel like it was a blur, but I'm here.
It's all blur.
When I look back at it, Paris, Love, and Romance.
Paris, Wine, and Romance?
That's the
or
one.
Love, Romance, and Chocolate?
Both. Love them.
Okay.
Yeah. And
are you talking about in movies?
Yeah,
no,
in movies.
I was talking about life. Just
Had a great
in general.
year. The movies are worse.
Good. A couple of things really quick. Friday, we will be back with, it's the season 2 kickoff episode. We're going to be talking about the movies that we're most looking forward to. Maybe have a few special guests stop by. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's not the only thing that's happening on Friday.
Yeah.
Guys, what else is happening on Friday?
We watched 25 straight hours of Hallmark Christmas movies.
You sound excited.
Super jacked.
We are watching 25 straight hours. We're starting with A Merry Christmas Match, 9 p.m. Eastern, Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, watching it live, and we were ending at the end of Mistletoe Kisses and
Christmas
stuff.
wishes. So at some point, we're going to have to make the transition and only watch an hour of each movie.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're going to do that, obviously, during a movie we've already seen.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
of course.
If we've all already seen. I would assume in 24 hours.
I would imagine a lot of the movies that are going to be playing are going to be ones from last year, unfortunately.
Wait, why are we going to have to do that?
Because the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries starts at 9, and 9 to 11, so it's odds. The Hallmark channel starts on evens. So the premiere on Saturday night starts at 8. So at some point, we're going to have to watch only an hour of a movie.
Yeah. No, I'm tracking with that.
Yeah. And the only way that you can watch it, guys, we're very excited to talk about we're partnering up with our friends
Super excited about
this.
Friendly TV. Friendly TV is awesome because you can watch all 3 Hallmark channels. Hallmark Movies and Mysteries already switched to Christmas. Hallmark Drama already switched to Christmas. And coming this Friday, Hallmark Channel will also be switching to all Christmas. 3 Hallmark channels, all Christmas for the next 2 months and change. And you can watch all of those channels on Friendly. But not just that, you'll also be able to watch us all season long. Our video versions of the podcast will be also on Friendly TV. Plus, this Friday, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, we will be streaming live for 25 straight hours exclusively on Friendly TV.
And here's the thing. You kind of buried the lead because 3 Hallmark channels all season. Everybody asks us. They think we're affiliated with Hallmark. How do I watch my shows without my sling? Here's the deal. For $6 a month.
That's crazy.
$8 with a DVR, $8 a month, you get all 3 of those channels. Now, here's what you can do. There's going to be a link in the socials. You can go, and if you sign up through our link for a free trial of Friendly, which is free 7 days. You'll get to watch the first weekend of movies free. You also get to watch us live stream on Saturday at the end of our live stream, right around 7:45, 8 o'clock.
It'll be right before Mistletoe Kisses movie starts.
We will announce 10 people are going to get Friendly TV free for a year.
If you've ever been like, man, I want Hallmark Channel free for a year, this is your chance.
So you go, you click our link, you go and sign up for a free 7-day trial. Doesn't cost you anything. And there's a chance you will get free Hallmark Channel and Hallmark Movies and Mysteries and Hallmark Drama.
That's right.
For a year for free just by signing up. And you get to watch us slowly devolve into madness live streamed only on
That sounds like one of the best times they could possibly
have. For literally
have.
free.
For literally free.
Why not?
So head over to our social media at Hallmark Podcast and click on the post that was posted yesterday, Monday, for all the info about how to sign up, how to enter to win a Hallmark for a year, how to watch us live stream for 20. All of that information is right there on that post.
If you're in the email list, you'll get an email about it this week.
Lots of fun. So there's that, boys.
Hey, rate and review us if you will, and join the Patreon, obviously. And now let's talk a little witch.
That's exactly right. It is time to talk about the Good Witch. Curse from a Rose. The Good Witch, Cursed from a Rose, originally aired on October 19th, 2019, and it went a little something like this. The movie starts off with a witch doing weird witch stuff. Then we see the leading witch. Her name is Cassie Nightingale. She's on the cover of a witch magazine. I'm not sure what the magazine is, but she's on the cover. We then see her husband. His name is Sam. He wants to surprise her by taking her on a little boat ride right before the busyness of Halloween starts. And so they go out on this boat, but then the boat fills with water. Moment ended. The bad witch from the beginning, we think she's bad, starts stalking Cassie around town. What's the deal with this girl? Middleton, the town that they live in, is going to have a big old Halloween bonfire, just like they did back in the 1890s. Turns out the bad witch maybe isn't bad. It's Cassie's old college roommate. Her name is Autumn. I think she's up to something fishy. I'm not sure. I'll let you know. Cassie asked her to help run the bonfire festival thing. Make it 1890s themed. It's going to be a banger. Middleton is going to try to break the pumpkin carving record, so that's fun. Autumn comes up with a sketch of the bonfire, and apparently it's a really good plan for a bonfire. Autumn keeps rubbing this rose on her hat. We don't know why. There's a big triathlon, but it's not like a normal triathlon with like normal events. There's rowing. There's hitting the bell with the hammer. Is there a third event?
Yeah.
The running of the hay bales.
It was the obstacle course, not the running of the hay bales. That is what they do in Spain in October.
It's the running of the hay bale.
Let's start going.
Do the hay bales run on their own?
They cut them loose. They're all attached to chihuahuas. And the chihuahuas are just like, I can't do it.
It's terrifying. If you've ever been there, get the heck out of the way.
You know it if you saw it. So anyways, that's the triathlon. Turns out that Autumn's really mad at Cassie. I don't know. Because back in college, Cassie gave her oils to help her sleep. She overslept for an interview for a fellowship, and she's still mad about it. And Cassie's like, get over it. You make your own destiny, basically. Cassie and Sam's son caught a picture of a sea monster named Bessie on camera, and it's awesome. But unfortunately, it's photoshopped because he just wanted to make his grandpa happy, so that's a bummer. Somehow, the town is unable to break the pumpkin carving record, even though they had a good plan in place. They're all very sad about it. It's time for the bonfire. The wood doesn't light. What are they gonna do? If only there was a witch around. Cassie to the rescue. She uses her witchery to make the fire light. Autumn and Cassie make up. I guess. The town throws rose petals into the fire as the... and I guess that's the tradition. They do that back then. The mayor of the rival town brings enough pumpkins to help Middleton carve enough pumpkins to break his town's record for the pumpkin carving, like a good mayor. Sam takes Cassie out to the field for a romantic dinner. Seal sings "Kiss from a Rose." They kiss. Bessie appears, and that, my friends, was
the Good Witch, Curse from a Rose. Boy, it took all night, but we did it.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit like we watched this for 25 straight hours.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
Early on in the movie, I said, "Is this presented without commercial?" I said, "Why haven't we gotten a commercial yet?" Because I thought for sure we had been watching it 30, 40 minutes. We've been watching like 16 minutes. Hadn't even got to that first 20-minute break yet.
It was a little bit long.
So it's time for the hot take. It's when we share how we felt about the movie. And if you are a hashtag goodies,
might want to head out.
Not my goodies. you probably need to tune out right now. Like, hashtag goodies, this is your chance to not get mad at us. Save us a little bit of a social media feud. Save us some emails. Stop. If you love The Good Witch and you take this thing personally, and it's okay because it's a show that's been on forever, and if you were old enough to remember Jag, it's like Jag, but with witches.
Yep.
Just stop listening right now because we're not out to hurt anybody's feelings.
No,
I promise.
we're really
not. But just stop.
It's true. We're not trying to annoy anybody by watching this mid series. But I'll Panda, you always start us off with the hot take.
Thank goodness.
Panda, tell everybody don't hold back.
Please don't use any uncertain terms. Every term should be certain.
I will be as certain as possible.
Good.
What'd you think, bud?
This movie is a real stinker.
Yep.
Stinker. It's not good. It's just. Even if, listen, I was trying to put myself into the mindset of if I watched The Good Witch.
If I watched The Good Witch.
No. Here's the deal. I don't think I would like this movie even if I was a fan of the show because nothing happens in this movie. The bad witch essentially creates plots that are minor irritants for everybody.
That's right.
It's like
That's right.
her nefarious plot is like,
I'm going to make sure the wood's wet.
Like, that's the entire movie. If your biggest plot point is will or won't the bonfire light and how many pumpkins can we carve, that's not a good movie.
No.
It's
Let me
not
ask
a
you
good
this
movie.
one, guys. How many pumpkins could we carve? Maybe we'll carve a pumpkin during our
Truth be
25-hour
told,
live stream.
There are a few things that I loathe more than carving pumpkins. I'm not a big art guy. And I tried once in my life, and I gave up after stenciling the thing.
Well, let me ask you: what if live, 25 hours, friendly TV? What if we carved a Deck the Hallmark pumpkin?
I would be willing to watch.
Yeah, I'd watch you.
I would sign up for a week of friendly TV for that.
25 hours to fill. The least we can do is carve a stinking pumpkin.
No, we just talk about things.
No, but
I'm good at talking, Brand. Can we talk more?
We can talk.
My art skills are on point.
Cash.
I would carve a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen this show. After this, don't have a desire to see this show. And, yeah. One thing I did like.
Lots of fall.
Well, I don't want to get, because it's kind of all the feels. There were some things I did like and gave me some feels, like I want to try that because fall fun. But as far as this isn't what I would consider fall fun, watching this movie. But I'm happy that it exists for people that like it.
I just want to be very clear. Like, this movie isn't bad because we've not watched The Good Witch. Like, this movie is all time bad. Like, if I were to watch an episode of a TV show out of order, I could still qualitatively tell you if it was good or bad. This is just a bad movie. It's a dumpster fire. It's not good. Literally, they're planning a fall fest and trying to wring some sort of drama out of it. It's absurd. I don't understand why people like this show. I did know what was going on in the show. Aside from one character, the girlfriend of the mayor of the bad town, I know what everybody else is, what they do. I still don't know what she is, what she does. Everything else, I think she's a witch.
It's not rocket science to figure this show
It
out.
is basic. Now,
What maybe, and I hope that this is like a thing. Like Cassie witches, right?
Yeah, she
she witches hard.
What? But the town also has other witches.
I guess. But here's the thing: the thing that was off-putting to me is that they never really show her being like she really is just like all of my mom's friends that sell essential oils. Like she doesn't actually perform any sort of sorcery or you said witchery. It's witchcraft, Brand. It's not a tough word.
I know it is. I do stuff like that. That's how I write it. I write it because it's
sure.
It's like
also,
it's like gooder.
On top of the fact that I hated every like fiber of this movie, I also have probably my new least favorite character of all time in the mayor of the good town, who
Middleton.
I think they thought, let's get Mimi from the Drew Carey show and unironically make her a character. Like I don't like what is going on in this movie?
She's a lot.
Where people, it's off. They're all annoying. It's either bad dialogue or wry smiles. There are no potions or witchcraft. It's just, hey, here's some herbs. Like
I have
can't
a
stand
pitch.
it.
I have a pitch for next year's Good Witch Halloween movie.
Witchcraft.
Witchery.
My mom is someone who doesn't want to be affiliated with witchcraft in any way, shape, or form. That's how we grew up in my household. My mom would not have had a problem with this movie,
Right.
aside from the fact that it was called The Good Witch.
And they started the fire with the witchery.
Did they though?
no,
Yes.
No.
Yes, she did.
no, he just didn't light it well the first time. Everything could be explained away. There's nothing.
And that's, I think, the fun premise
there's nothing
of it, right?
that they could actually say is witchcraft in the whole movie.
Here's my idea. Your Deck the Hallmark boys show up to Middleton with just cloaks, and we just start doing all the witchery.
We got wands. We're just.
and we
We're
just
next level wizards.
yeah,
That's right.
and we just do the craziest stuff. And that's it, really. That's all I got.
You know what? Speaking of all this movie does remind me a little bit of a Hallmark version of the Harry Potter film Goblet of Fire, where I know there's people that love the books. I'm not one of them. I didn't read the books.
Tread carefully, Dan.
But the movie Goblet of Fire, there's a sporting event that takes up pretty much the whole movie. There are witches around. Nothing happens. Like that is pretty much what happens in The Good Witch.
And that's where we'll part ways, Dan, because that movie's gold. I love that movie.
It eight Harry Potter movies. That's in your top.
It's probably one of my favorites.
Really?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
That is a different conversation for a different day, but there is not a world where Goblet of Fire is. It's either the worst or with the first two as the worst.
No, it's phenomenal.
Oh,
it's
no.
probably one of my favorites.
But Cedric Diggory is going to win. And we get to see Voldemort for the first time.
It's a great movie.
It's time for all the feels. The part of the show where we're talking about what gave us those witch feels. I'll kick us off. There is something that I've never seen before that I am all in on, and it is a pumpkin boat. So in this movie,
we were making fun of it. Turns out it's a real thing.
The pumpkin boat is awesome. So what you do is you get a giant pumpkin. It doesn't need to be real, but it helps if it is. You shovel all the guts out of the pumpkin, get inside that sucker, go out into the lake, and have yourself one fall of a time. I'm all in on pumpkin boat, and I would like to have one. P.O. Box 6603, Greenville, South Carolina.
Can you imagine the post office? Oh, we got a pumpkin boat.
Call. Hey, it's the post office. We got a pumpkin boat.
We cannot process this.
Yeah.
I have a lot of just science questions about that. Like unless you've done it perfectly, I just don't feel like that boat is not going to topple over when you row.
But to be fair, it is a real thing.
They are a real thing. We were making fun of it.
We were making fun of it.
And you hate water. And you would be in on a pumpkin boat.
Well, let me clarify. I would be in for doing it and then not I would be on board with helping people do it and then watching them do
it. Okay.
I don't.
You don't want to get in a pumpkin boat.
No, because yes, it is a topsy-turvy situation.
You could go right under, and your head doesn't go underwater.
No, but there's can you think, guys? What if we need to start this? We need to start
Pumpkin Boat Racing League.
Deck the Hallmark Pumpkin Boat League. If you guys are into this, come on. Just email us hello@deckthehallmark. Let us know if you're in. We'll plan one for next year, and it'll be a lot of fun, and we'll see who can get the best pumpkin boat. I have a lot of ideas about how to make it better.
And then you could just ride it down on the Old Reedy River here.
Okay, yeah. No, this all sounds wonderful.
Does it sound better than 25 hours straight of Hallmark Christmas?
Does it sound better than The Good Witch? Yes.
Panda?
Near the end, Good Witch's husband takes her on.
You don't know her name?
Nope. Cassie Nightingale's husband.
Sam
Bradford. Yeah. Takes her on a wagon that is, albeit a fire hazard with the lights and candles, but overall very, very nice. I got some fall feels.
It's a romantic hayride.
Yeah, and I will say this: a lot of fall feels. They try with the fall feels.
This movie ruined fall for me. It's bad.
Listen, I'm trying here.
Yeah, I know.
There's some fall feels here. It was not like the movie we saw earlier that had no fall feels.
No,
I can't think
Over
of
the Moon and Love.
Over the Moon and Love that had no fall feels.
You don't remember the names of movies at all.
I don't remember anything.
So
He just found out he's doing a podcast.
yeah,
What?
we did
I
what
do this
now?
every week.
What? That's today?
I thought we were just hanging out.
You're recording this? There were lights? So I said I don't know, the movie was what, 18 hours long? Some point in the movie, I guess it was over halfway through, I said, the only way this movie is going to get anything positive for me is if we end the movie with Seal's Kiss from a Rose playing and we pan back and Bessie the monster like jumps out of the water.
And what do we see?
And at the end of the movie, Kiss from a Rose plays.
Baby! Bessie! I can see the sea monster come out of the lake. Ooh!
Well, you know,
Stranger it feels, yeah.
Seal's like the Muppet Chef. I don't like.
We don't need Photoshop here, because Bessie is real in the lake.
I hate to admit it. The rest of the movie was just absolute hot garbage, but that last scene,
they finished
the
strong.
last scene was fun. It was a fun scene. I can't believe they did it. I can't believe they put an actual monster in the water. Can't believe they purchased the rights to Seal Kiss from a Rose. They did
They
it.
finished the movie the way it should have been.
What movie soundtrack Kiss from a Rose? Like, there's on a bunch, but the original one.
Free Willy.
Nope. That would have been great. That was Michael Jackson, actually. The River Jordan.
Space Jam.
Nope. Batman Forever. Batman Forever.
Can you imagine Space Jam?
Everybody get up. It's time to slam.
I give it a shot.
His spaceship comes back down to the baseball field and he walks, baby.
Really quick, I really like Seal.
I do too.
Dude, that song, you can't play that song and you not have feels. I think that's the
that
thing.
is true.
It's a great
I was
jam.
all prepared for this. It's still a terrible
It's a
movie.
great jam. It's time for.
You think they bought the song and then they wrote the movie around it?
I hope so. The Wait What part of the show, we talk about when this movie made us go. Wait What? Panda, kick us off, boy.
First of all, people have trouble pronouncing words in this movie.
Oh my gosh, do they?
They can't say the Casablanca. They say Casablanca.
Yeah, she sounded like she'd been buried in Wisconsin for 200 years. Casablanca.
Casablanca. And they don't say mano y mano, which they say
it's not tough. They say mano.
Mano y mano.
And they say mano, and the thing is, it's mano a mano. It's not even a y-e. It's and they say mano y mano.
Yeah, it's rough.
Boy, brutal.
Good Witch's husband says, unless you're rowing a giant squash, I'm not concerned. I've been trying to parse what that actually. Why would you be concerned if you were rowing a giant squash?
Maybe it's more aerodynamic than a pumpkin that's round. Now that I know they're rowing an actual pumpkin.
Right.
Having said that, 2 movies in a row, we've had pumpkin to squash metaphors that I, for the life of me, can someone email us and tell me the relationship between a pumpkin and a squash? Tell me, are squashes like caterpillars that become pumpkin butterflies? What is it?
I don't know, but if we could just get maybe one more movie with it, I would just be like, I know we're getting ready to cross into Christmas.
Don't
Probably
count
not
your
gonna
squashes before they pumpkin. I don't.
Don't count your squashes before they pumpkin.
I'm just
Boy,
saying.
that is truth you can take to the
2
bank.
squashes in the hands worth 1 pumpkin in the bush. Said it for years.
That's like a squash calling the pumpkin orange.
That's right.
You got,
Nailed
any,
it.
you got any more?
Yeah, he surprises her with a risotto. Good
Yeah.
Witch's husband comes home, and
Yeah.
she says, "Are we going out to dinner?" He goes, "No, I have a risotto that I made." Which I'm confused.
Yeah.
How do you surprise anyone being home all day
right.
and making a risotto?
Which takes
to
a
boot?
ton of time.
It takes a lot of time to make that.
None of us are chefs.
No.
But we've seen the Food Network.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody tries to do a risotto in one of those 30-minute challenges, it always goes poorly.
It goes bad. You don't do
You
a
don't do
risotto.
it.
The
You know what I'm
30-minute
most
risotto.
excited about is one of these days we're gonna get one of those meal cooking sponsors, and I'm really excited because we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do
and
it.
it's gonna be awesome. And then we're gonna be like, I made risotto.
Chicken parmesan, chicken parmesan, chicken paramecium, chicken for I'm gonna get it
for advertising.
Casablanca.
For advertising,
Casablanca.
it's hello at deckthehallmark.com.
That's right.
Hello.
Right. Email us.
Thank you. Subway, eat fresh. They paid for that.
Yeah.
Any more?
We all got free subs.
I feel like we have like just tons
Oh,
of
there are
things that you could
dozens.
say. Would you? Let me ask you this, and we were having this discussion earlier, Dan. What's the most boring decade you could possibly think of?
yeah, we can camp out now. That's fine.
I say we do it now.
You know that I may have taught a little bit of history. You can check out our other podcast, History or His
Launch
Story.
today.
It
Launch the first
it actually-
episode.
yeah.
Oh, well, yesterday. Historyorhisstory.com. That's history or his story.
Look
it's like
it
a
up.
hiss.
That's the true
It's
story.
like a snaky
That's
toy.
not a joke. We really
Yes.
do have a new podcast.
And they said they were going to recreate and buy 1890s garb for everybody.
Yeah.
And one, the 1880s to 1900 are by and large super duper boring. That's part of the Gilded Age. 1880s is a little bit more boring, but like, what is so particular about the 1890s that gets us garb? That get like, where are you going online to order all of your 18? I want gear that's just from the 1890s. I want a box of monocles. Bring them on. I want William Jennings Bryan's Cross of Gold speech. Somebody's got to give it at this corner of the room. I want those ties that only aren't ties. Like, I don't understand.
I think I would have thrived in the 1890s, and
Oh,
here's
yeah.
why:
Oh, for
because I
sure.
would have looked like the planter peanut,
And you got to wear a hat all the time.
the top hat.
Oh, yeah.
You would look good in 1890s.
That's right.
I know.
Guys,
I was born in the
tune
wrong
in
age.
to our 25. We're going to be, Panda's going to be wearing 1890s garb for 25 straight hours. So
I will say this.
I bought it all from 1890sbigtime.com.
bigtime.com. I like it. You got any more?
I could, but I'll stop now.
I got a couple. The first one, candy corn muffins. I'm
there's
out.
a lot there.
I'm out on that.
That texture is
just really bad.
That's a new element.
The bad,
Add it to the periodic
the bad
table.
witch, Autumn is what bad witch is what I called her. Her eyes are always covered by her hat when she's walking. How does she see where she's going? It's worrisome at best.
They got a
Dangerous
lot
at
of
worst.
inspiration from Carmen Sandiego and Dick Tracy. I've said that already.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Sam is really good at reading things in a mirror. There's a scene where they're reading activities or something,
Yeah.
and he starts reading them. He does it really quickly. He's able to see something in the mirror backwards, read it really fast, and I'm just mainly impressed by it more than I am confused by it. And then last but not least, why not just throw gas on the bonfire? They're all very
Yes.
worried about
Yeah.
the wood. Is it going to light? I can think of one easy way to just make sure.
Lighter fluid.
Yeah, lighter
Yeah.
fluid.
It's pretty straightforward.
very easy.
It's well, and I know they're dressed like they're in the 1890s, but they don't have to act like
Right.
they're in the 1890s. I've got a bunch, as you can imagine. Let's start with Sam taking Cassie for the boat. That whole sequence. Early in the movie, he tries to be romantic, which he tries to numerous times throughout the movie, and it's always foiled somewhere or another. Early on, he takes her to this boat. He's going to take her out on the boat. And as she's getting into the boat, he holds her hand and helps her into the boat. And she says, smooth. Like, that's really smooth. And he says this line, I was hoping for suave, but I'll take smooth. What? What? Those are literally the same thing. Suave in Rico Suave was a song for crying out loud.
Let's try this. What does suave mean?
It means like soft.
Here's the definition of suave, especially of a man charming, confident, and elegant.
Yeah. It's this like, and why in the world was he hoping for suave? Like,
I don't have anything.
Yeah, and he literally is cursed. Speaking of witches, he's cursed with floating devices because both the ones he's in have a leak. But he gets in the boat, it starts leaking. He gets out of the boat, they just walk away.
What happens to that boat, you think?
It's at the bottom of the lake. Bessie's using it for her cabin. She's got an underwater cabin.
Bessie's Cabin.
That's right.
.com.
I'm Bessie, and this is my cabin. So that doesn't make any sense at all. Later in the movie, not too much later, the guy who's obsessed with records, I don't know why he's obsessed with records. He's trying to hang a skeleton up, and he's hung it on a nail. It's a skeleton.
Sure.
And he goes, how do you like this? Nail's already in the wall.
Right.
A few more inches to the left.
left.
He takes it off and hangs it on another nail that is 2 inches from that nail. So I don't like what. There are 2 nails in the wall. There is not an option on where you're going to hang this. Those are your 2 options. Yeah. That's it. Like, I can't believe.
It's not.
Well, he picked the wrong option at first.
The mayor of the bad town, which is Briar Hills, Briar Falls, Briar's Ice Cream. Whatever it is.
Yeah. Briar's. Yeah, I think the town is called Briar's Ice Cream.
He says, I'm the mayor. I got to be there to hand out the big candy bars. I don't.
You do.
Are there just giant candy bars that only he can hang out? Every citizen's going to carve 2 pumpkins. That's the math. And yet they just have like 20 citizens that are trying to carve all of them, which didn't make any sense to me. I do have, and like, I want to, okay, let me back up. Sam and Cassie have this meal. He cooks the risotto. We talked about this. Everything's going wrong. Their son shows up. How dare he interrupt their romantic dinner from college or which college, I don't know.
Right.
Hogwarts. Anyway, all of a sudden it starts burning, and he goes, the garlic bread. What did he do to that garlic bread? How long was the garlic bread in the oven to cause a fire?
That's valid.
Yeah,
Like, I don't-
Well, again, if you want to sponsor us, it's hello at Deck the Hallmark. I'm sure we could find a way to cause a fire cooking, which I'm looking forward to with that sponsorship. Thank you.
I just don't understand. They stitch up a giant pumpkin. There's a few more, but that's all. That's good enough for me.
I love it. It's time for What the Hallmark. It's the part of the show we talk about the things and the stuff that we'd like to know more about that would give some clarity to the questions that we still have. My is a simple one. How much? It appears that they made one giant purchase for the 1890s garb.
That's right.
How much was all of that 1890s garb?
The town is footing the bill.
Yeah. What is the town budget for garb? These are all questions that I have. But it is a lot of 1890s garbs. Where did they find it? How much was it? And that's just all that I want to know. Panda?
Yeah, I have a question about. I have a lot of questions, but I'm trying to boil it down to like just the essence of what I'm trying to ask about this town.
Boils and bubbles, witches and puzzles.
I guess it's this. If I had to boil down the most important question for me, it's about the mayor and actually jobs in general in this town.
Yeah.
He's apparently a busy surgeon.
No, the mayor's not a surgeon.
No, not the mayor, but the mayor, and then you have the surgeon,
Sam
and you have
Bradford's a
Sam
surgeon,
Bradford. You have all these people, but they never do their job. They're wandering about. I just want to know more about like what are the demands on your day-to-day schedule. I think that's the most pressing question for me.
Yeah,
It's
what are
like,
they doing all day?
What are you doing all day?
It's a classic Hallmark question, but in this movie especially.
Does Cassie have a job, or is she a full-time witch, and does that pay
She just
well?
No,
makes
Cassie
money.
owns the Bell and the little antique shop.
She's never there. Literally never there.
Oh,
Wow.
I saw her leave once.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and I think this happens a lot
2
in Hallmark.
nails. Where you want the skeleton? This one? No. It's a no. How about this one? This one. This one's better? Or bet you want to see the other one again? I got it. If you want to see it. One more for the left? No? Okay. All right. This is where it's going to be. Would you like a third nail?
Third nail!
Are you freaking kidding me?
Dan, do you have any?
Yeah, absolutely. The Little Book of World Records. It's a book that this guy opens, and literally it is just double columned records that exist according to this book. There is no name of who broke the record. There is no, I don't know, town or city or official who was there. It's just random records over and over again for what appears to be 200 pages.
Right.
I just want to know. I want to know who wrote it. I want to know how they made sure that these records were legit. I want to know why that information's not in the book. I have a lot of questions about the Little Book of World Records. It doesn't make any sense to me. They give you no information aside
And they're
from
not classified.
pumpkins carved 6,017 or whatever. Like that's all they give you. And then I just have a lot of questions about what are you doing?
Just go.
I have a lot of questions about the ball lottery scene.
Oh, yeah.
Because they do a triathlon, which,
Sure.
Makes very little sense. But they've got a wheel and they've got, I don't know, 30 ping pong balls
Sure.
in this wheel, and they're rotating the wheel.
Right.
And they have this basket and they pull them out like bingo things, right? So this is the week of the fall festival.
Right.
They're literally going to start, they do one event a day. They're literally going to start the next day. And they don't know what the events are and how to plan for them.
Right.
Because one of those events, they have to find 2 giant pumpkins and shovel out all the pumpkin goo.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, I want to know what the other events were they didn't choose. I want to know why he was so against bowling. Like, I get why you'd be against a marathon, but you used your veto on bowling. I just
That
don't.
seemed like the one that I would keep.
Yeah, there's very little physical activity in bowling. Like I just don't. I have so many questions about the lottery system, and I would love to get to the bottom of that, which I feel like we never will because I'll never watch The Good Witch ever again.
Are we going to review next year's Good Witch?
Why? We'll see what happens. Guys, that's it. We did it. It is time for the patron of the week. I have it in my mailbox.
Do you?
Here.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
It's time for the patron of the week.
Yeah.
We've got a twofer again. We have Madison Horn, and we have Madison Horn and Whitney Wilder. Madison Horn and Whitney Wilder.
Wow, Madison and
Panda,
Whitney.
you have done research on this.
You were up early this morning. When I came into the office. You were here. You were sweating. You were like, guys, the Horn Wilder fiasco. It's going to take some doing.
Of 1892.
Of
Actually, going back to the
1892,
1890s.
going way back to the 1890s.
What happened?
Well, first of all, this is the most interesting event that took place in the 1890s. Let's
I
go
don't
ahead
know.
and say
Sherman Antitrust Act. I'm just kidding. It's before 1890s, and it was just a bad joke. Sorry, go ahead. Go for it.
Horn had now this is, listen, it's a last name kind of bit.
Actually, Sherman Antitrust Act was 1890.
Was it? Well, that's why I was giving you a chance to correct yourself on that.
Of course,
because I thought
you
do.
Now you've got nothing.
Horns.
Let's go. Here we go.
Horns.
Horns.
It was a brass company.
A brass company. They made horns.
Yeah.
French horns.
Any type of saxophones, tubas,
trumpets.
And then you had the Wilder Company.
Yeah.
They made flutes exclusively.
But aren't flutes like brass as well?
That's where you would think there was some overlap there.
Okay.
That's where the fiasco came
So
in.
in 1892, there was a company that was specialized enough to just make flutes, and it was successful.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't know what's more boring, the Good Witch movie or this story.
This story fits the decade that it's in.
Yeah.
It's not your best, but this is history. There's nothing
this
we
is
can
history.
do.
I can't
Is
change
it history
this.
or is it his story?
Check it out, everybody.
Check it out. Guys, and they had a big flute off.
They had a flute off.
Yep.
And what does this mean? They both throw a flute?
Could have been. The details are murky on that.
Okay, and you-
winner got to stay in town. The loser had to skip.
it's
Who is
like
the
that.
winner of the flute off?
That's where it gets wild.
The flute off family?
Wilder.
The Wilder family won.
The Wilder family.
Even
won the
though
flute off.
Horns had the name right there.
Think of like that scene from Drumline, but with flutes.
Yep.
And
Oh,
they're tapping on each other's flutes. and
One
stuff.
band, one sound. Horn family, Wilder family. Look at me. Look at me right in this camera. We're going to go to camera 2. Look, I am sorry. I'm sorry for him. I'm sorry for the story. Thank you for your patronage. And we love you in spite of whatever that just was.
I'm sorry that your family lost Horn family in the flute off of 1892.
Look it up. Google it. It's a
real
thing.
Patreon.com/Deck the
the
Hallmark for
Hallmark.
your very own patron shout out. And then, of course, this Friday, we're back with another episode. It is our official kickoff
Here's
of
the
season 2.
kickoff.
Hope you're not sick of Deck the Hallmark. We'll be back. It's the season 2 kickoff, and then Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Get your Friendly trial.
Only on Friendly.
Enter the giveaway and watch us for 25 straight hours. Go into madness. Until next time, may we be the first to wish you
Merry
Christmas.